Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Top 10 Songs. Look where we are. We're in the lair of Jeff Young, in the house.
In the house.
In the treehouse, right?
We're in the treehouse.
We're in the treehouse, okay. Jeff, thanks for joining once again. Good to have you back on the show. I'm glad to be back in your place. Jeff, of course, ex-Megadeth lead guitarist, current lead guitar player for Fleshy and solo artist. Jeff's got all sorts of things going on right now, which we'll talk about a little at the end. But today's show is all about Angel. Okay? A pretty cool band, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty cool band that probably should have been a lot bigger than they were. And I don't know what the reason for that was. Were they ahead of their time a little bit? Was it the label they were on? Was it all the comparisons to Kiss? I mean, who knows? But
was it the public's general lax taste in music?
It could be. I don't know. But a really good band, I think. And especially, I mean, for me, those first couple albums are just dynamite. But that stack up to any band out at the time. But I think all these years later, I think people are finally starting to appreciate the band and all that they did. So what we're going to do is we're going to list off our top 10 songs like we normally do. Jeff will start off with his number 10. I'll do my number 10. We'll ping pong back and forth. And then we'll do some honorable mentions, and, that should cover it. So what do you got for number 10, Jeff?
We're starting off already with a tie, brother.
Okay, but you did that last time. Okay, that's all right. I did that, too, the other day on another show. So, yeah, I get it.
I had to.
Yeah.
It's a tie for number 10 between the Zeppy fused White Lightning and the Queen Vibes of Magic Touch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had the vocal harmony thing going there for a while. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Queen influence in this band, right?
Big time, yeah. Queen, little Deep Purple, little Yes, right? And like maybe little Styx, although they were kind of like contemporaries to Styx, though. But yeah, it's just, I never got like the comparisons to Kiss, other than the fact that they were on the same label.
Same label, Casablanca.
Yes.
Casablanca.
Yes. So my number 10, I'm going to go to the Sinful album for Bad Time. My favorite song off that album. That's a decent album. Not one of my favorite Angel albums, but I really like that song Bad Time. It's got that kind of, it's rocking, it's kind of commercial because, Angel in the latter part of their career really started to do some more kind of poppy type stuff. And that's kind of got a little bit of everything. So
I like watching you on TV better, Pete. It's like I'm looking at here. It's like I can just watch him on TV. So, folks, if I'm looking just a little shy of you, Pete's just right there in my view.
All right, number 9. What do you got?
Another beauty from the On Earth as It Is in Heaven. And at some point, I got to drop the fact that I have this whole synergy with the band Angel. We'll ease into it slowly.
Okay. He's got stories to tell.
And say that Barry Levine, my first manager when I moved to Los Angeles shortly after graduating from Musicians Institute, was the photographer who shot that album cover with the As Above, So Below, Angel Reflected with the... They had the best logo, I think, of any band because you can read the Angel logo right side up or upside down. It still says Angel.
Yeah,
so very
cool.
clever.
Yep. So what's
number
the song?
9 for you?
Number
I
9.
didn't tell you the
No,
I
you
didn't tell you the
didn't.
tune. Well, I was trying to be mysterious on you. She's a Mover.
That's a good tune.
It's got almost a little bit of a Motown esque vibe in the chord changes. And Angel always kind of went, even with the songs like Don't Leave Me Lonely and Ain't Gonna Eat Out My Heart Anymore, they had kind of a old school radio, glammy, kind of poppy vibe to their melodies and some of their chord progressions that set them apart from some of the other hard rocking gents of the era.
I'm trying very hard not to look at his list. So he's got the big list. I've got my list on my phone, so he can't see this.
I got the clipboard, people. If you saw the Tommy Bolin show or the Steely Dan show that we did, you all know this clipboard all too well.
That's right. All right, my number 9 from the Hell of a Band album. They were a hell of a band. It was a hell of an album. How about the song Mirrors?
Love it.
That's a cool tune, right? I love that second album.
Their ballady, proggy ballad stuff was always really cool.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what do you got cooking for number 8? I won't look.
I got for Infinite number 8 another song. I believe it's off, if I'm not crazy, On Earth as It Is in Heaven, On the Rocks.
Yeah,
That's a good drinking song. It's fast. It's got a cool drum beat from Barry Brandt, who I'll just lay that out. Every song I'll lay out the script as we go. First demo tape I ever recorded was produced by, and the drummer on my first demo tape in LA was Barry Brandt from Angel. What do you know about that? What are the chances?
Yeah.
And Punky Meadows was let's just get it out. Punky's Whips. Punky was my roommate. He lived with Barry Levine because of their friendship with Angel, and the fact Barry shot that as On Earth as It Is in Heaven. Say that 5 times fast, album cover. So when I moved in with Barry, I had a roommate in the back, which at the time was a blonde, short. His hair was like this short, blonde-haired Punky Meadows, and his girlfriend lived in our house. So we have the degrees of separation closing with Barry Brandt and Punky Meadows so far.
Pretty cool. How long did you live with him?
Year more.
Oh, so it was quick.
Yeah. And he was really to himself. He never came out to the main part of his house. I think in the whole time I saw him 2 or 3 times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like a very elusive, mysterious, recluse of a character, Mr. Punky.
Interesting. All right, for my number 8, I'm going to go all the way back to the first album.
Yeah.
For Little Broken Dreams. Mm-hmm. I mean, how cool were those keyboards from Mr. Greg Giuffria on that album? I mean, he was just doing straight prog rock keyboard stuff. And then, mixed with, Punky's riffs and the great vocals. I really love that first album a lot. Mm-hmm. And that's probably not the first.
Bit of a keyboard genius, a bit of an underrated keyboard
genius.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah.
He's gone on to make a lot of money in his career doing a lot of different things in the computer game. And let's just bring him in now. My Flesh and Bone project, that's a bit of an underground cult project that I actually had a cat just last week. How can I get those? He sent me like a thing off eBay or something where it had the tracks that were for sale once someone sold it, but the sale was closed. He goes, how can I get these tracks? This demo floated around, and of all people, my singer's name was Debbie Holiday, and the manager to her apartment complex was Greg Giuffria. Wow. He lived literally right next door to her. She gave him our demo tape. Didn't think it's her apartment manager. She just gave him the demo tape, but he was working at Quest Records with Quincy Jones's label, and we almost signed to Quest Records thanks to Mr. Giuffria. Wow. So far we're just ticking those Angels members right off. They keep crossing my path.
Yeah, pretty cool. You got some great stories, dude. All right. Did you go for number 7 or am I on number 7? You didn't do your number 7. There you go.
I did White Lightning and Magic Touch 10. She's a Mover 9 and On the Rocks 8. Are we at 7?
You're at 7. Yeah, that's you.
Feeling right tonight. Reaching every night. Off Hell of a Band.
Hell of a Band.
Great tune. Really cool build-ups into the verse. Killer trade-off solos with Punky and Giuffria. Just rocking all the way around, people.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, my number 7 was your number 10. White Lightning from On Earth Is It.
It's zappy, right?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of epic sounding. I dig it. It's good. I like it a lot. All right, what do you got for number 6, Jeff?
I love it. I don't care if it's from a cheesy Hollywood movie. The song is still cool. It's funky. It's got that funk thing that I always crave. I got to go for some 20th Century Foxes.
I don't like that song.
I love that song.
I
I should have put it at number 10.
It doesn't matter. Hey, if you like it, that's cool. I don't like
I
it.
love that song. It's so funny.
It's really cheesy.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's kind of like them doing like this kind of funky disco thing, you know. But, you know,
Yeah.
I get it.
I had to put that in there.
I hear you.
I just wanted to see Pete's reaction.
Well, you got
It was
it.
worth it, people.
All right, my number 6, you've already mentioned. Feeling Right.
Uh-huh.
Got to have that in the list, right?
It's a good tune.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
a barn burner, they say,
is.
as they say.
All right, so the top 5. Now's where it gets really interesting.
All right, from White Hot.
Right, hot.
A Barry Brandt, Frank Domino composition. Don't Leave Me Lonely.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't go.
That is a very catchy tune. That is a really catchy
It's
tune.
very
You know,
catchy.
well,
That and 20th Century Foxes, man. I mean, we're in,
So why
we're in
wasn't
the
that-
catchy matrix. Right
why
now.
wasn't that song like a huge hit for them? I don't really understand why. It's got all the elements to make like a top hit, and that was at the time where a song like that could have been a big hit. Is it the record label didn't push it enough? I don't know.
Is the radio market was totally corrupt at the time and always has been?
It could be that too.
They didn't give enough blow to the DJs. They didn't get the DJs white hot enough.
I guess not. I guess not. My number 5. And it goes on and on and on.
And on.
Tell me how you feel. On and on from the first album, Angel. That's a great tune. That's probably like the first ever song I got into from this band. Mm-hmm. Catchy as all hell. Great vocal by Frank on that tune.
I can't ever hear that title, but without thinking of the Michael
The
Schenker
Schenker
group,
tune. Yeah, I know, right?
Because that song is just
That's great
bitch.
also, yeah.
That's bitch balling all the
It
way
is.
right there.
It is. All right, number 4. Oh, I peeked. I peeked at Jeff's list.
It's there's a light. See the light from the tower? There. It's coming. Tower.
Yeah.
Killer tune, man.
Epic.
Epic. And more Greg Gifria keyboard.
That's progressive rock at its
Extravagance.
best, man. Heavy prog, man, at that tune.
And Frank's voice was really cool. He had a very trademark with all his descending O's and ahs and just the way he would phrase. I loved it at the time. I was like, this singer's amazeballs.
Yeah.
Frank Domino. And guess where he lives now? In Vegas.
Oh,
And
does
guess
he?
who the first cat that I did some open night jams with in Vegas? So I've jammed Zeppelin with Frank, and he still to this day uses his white Angel mic stand. He has his effects boards with all his delays, and he kicks all his pedals, and he does all the Frank Domino moves, man. It's, I'll send you a picture. I got a cool picture of me and Frank rocking some Zeppelin.
Zeppelin stuff, pretty cool.
You can imagine he could sing Zeppelin great.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
With that range that he has.
Yeah.
His vocal was very Robert Plant influenced.
Good singer. Really good singer. All right, I'm going to go from my number 4 to On Earth As Is in Heaven album. What do you think it's going to be?
You
Jeff?
picked one off that
I
album?
picked one. I picked 2. This is the second one, actually, that I picked. How about Cast the First Stone? Mm-hmm. That's a pretty hard rocking tune. I dig it. Great riffs in that song.
Great compositions. And again, the production, it was very open. For a hard rock band, not very clogged up, almost like how Steely Dan's production is very open. You can hear every instrument. Same with Angel. You could hear every instrument. That's why I tapped Barry to do my first demo. And I learned a lot from him, man. I was really, really thankful to, he really helped me. And he's very Bonham influenced. If you listen to his drumming, he mentioned Bonham every few paragraphs.
All right, the final 3. Let's see if Jeff and I get anything alike here.
The beautiful, mysterious journey from hell of a band that is The Fortune. Where My Fortune Lies. I mean, after our lunch discussion, I think what an appropriate tune.
There you go.
For
Yeah,
yours
there you go.
truly here today.
There you go. My number 3 is back to the first album, Long Time, the second tune. Mm-hmm. That's great.
It's a long time since I've heard that tune, actually. I didn't listen to that before we did this show. Maybe I would have put that on the list.
It's a great song. It's real melodic, and it's got that kind of heavy prog feel that much of that first album has. But I think it's great vocal melodies, just killer. Killer. All right, the top 2. I love
Good
them.
Lordy. I love this tune. It's just the composition of it. This takes me back to my buddy and I in his old beat-up Chrysler, driving around with that beat-up with the Angel cassette in the deck. And he loved it. He would always sing every lyric with so much emotion. I'd look over, he was singing all the lyrics word for word to Telephone Exchange.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You got the same old line. It's just great. It's got that kind of like Boston Thin Lizzy harmony guitar at the beginning, and then going beautiful acoustic. And the acoustic tone and the production again on this track helps make the track huge. Bonham drums going along with the acoustic, and just great melodies and hooks.
Yeah, the hooks are all over the place on that tune.
So many hooks, you could take this song fishing for days. Telephone Exchange, people.
There you go. All right, my number 2, but actually my top 2 you've already mentioned. My number 2 is The Fortune. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
I could have rated it higher. I didn't necessarily put these in order. I mean, it's hard to... They're all so
it
good.
is tough, yeah. It is tough.
It's all so good.
All right, what do you got for number 1? Dun, dun, dun.
The number 1 tune. I mean, it's an ultimate set starter. I've started my Music Without Boundaries radio show with this tune so many times. And people out there in YouTube land, I only have one question to ask you at this juncture. Can you feel it?
Can you? Can you?
Can you feel it?
Another good one.
That's so, and his solo, man, Punky's fucking guitar tone.
Yeah.
That's part of my French
Oh, that's
people.
okay, yeah.
But his effing guitar tone on that tune, and he's just doing slow, really cool leads, really powerful, lots of vibrato. He
Tasty
sounds like
player.
a badass on that tune.
Tasty player.
Listen to the solo and Can You Feel It, and contrast that to the lyrics in Punky Whips, and it doesn't quite reconcile. But
Very cool. My number 1 was always going to be my number 1. In fact, before we were
did you not have Can You Feel It on there? Nowhere?
No. It's in my honorable mentions though.
Okay.
Tower is my number 1. You know, for me, The Fortune and Tower are just like epic, amazing. What's more amazing, because I was like, it just missed my top 10, and I was like, Jeff's going to have it in his, but neither one of us put Mariner in the top 10.
I know that was my honorable mention.
Yeah, that's a very popular song from Angel fans, and I like it. You know, maybe not more than any of these others, but I felt really bad about not including it in there. Rock and Rollers, Sunday Morning, you know, those are good tunes also.
Loving You Sunday Morning, they covered that.
Scorpions. What else do I have on my... Any Way You Want It, Dr. Ice, Feelings, Pressure Point, Chicken Soup. How about the Angel theme? That's pretty cool, right? I wish that was longer. You know, She's a Mover, Telephone Exchange. You know, I got Don't Leave Me Lonely. You know, I got a lot of stuff on my honorable mentions that you mentioned, but a great band. You got any last things to say about Angel before we let
I've
it
crossed
go?
paths with all of them by this point in our show, except original bassist Mickey Jones or Felix, the bassist that replaced him.
Oh, yeah.
And no, just an amazing band. But I did they open for Styx? I forget who they opened for in Cincinnati. I think it might have been Styx and Angel. Their white clothes got lost. The luggage got lost, and they had to come on stage and perform in their street clothes. Ooh. So I got to see.
But I bet they still kicked ass, right?
Yeah, they did. It was killer. And no, it was just trippy living in the house. And they did start recording an album. I mean, they just released an Angel album, but they were trying to do that back. And before Megadeth, when I was living with Barry, they were demoing in the studio in the house.
Really?
And there were some Angel demos floating around and stuff. So their reunion's been a long time coming. They got a new album that just dropping, meaning the first track's available.
Frontiers.
Yeah, and all the other tracks to follow.
Yeah, they toured recently. In fact, they played with Stars at a cool place near me, but I couldn't make it the night that they were there. And I think it's just basically Punky and Frank.
We're gonna have to do a Stars something or other.
Yeah.
How about Stars versus Rex? The brother to brother, head to head.
Could do that,
Samson
right?
and Goliath.
Their 2 debuts, right? Because those are the best albums from both of them.
Yeah. And the Rex was killer. I got to see Rex live, and they opening for Nugent, and they blew doors down. Rex had trampolines on each side of the stage.
That's crazy.
And he'd do flips and stuff. He was a little acrobat. He was cool.
But that's more stories for another day. So make sure you visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. Visit us on Facebook, visit us on Twitter. Of course, we're here every day on YouTube. But don't touch that dial because we're coming right back because we've got a top 10 songs from Bebop Deluxe. But before we go, I want Jeff to tell everybody a little bit of kind of what's cooking with him right now and what you should be keeping an eye out for in the very, very near future.
What's cooking, people? It's red hot. It's not just white hot. Which is hotter, red hot, white hot?
I don't know. They're both pretty hot.
It's illuminating. I got a brand new group. It's called Fleshy, and we'll leave the description to the imagination, to people's imagination there. Amazing singer from Australia. Her name's Hells Bells. She came to my attention. She tagged me on a Megadeth cover of Symphony of Destruction, which is just drop dead amazing. And things kind of took off from there. We're going to be dropping our first single. It's called In the Flesh. 4 weeks or less. It's real close to being done. And just give us a like on Facebook.com/fleshymusic and subscribe to our YouTube and keep your eyes peeled.
And in addition, catch him every Tuesday night.
And sometimes him on Tuesday
and sometimes
nights.
me. Music Without Boundaries, jeffyoungjams.com, right? So 4 hours of fascinating music, a lot of stuff maybe you've never heard before, and you're not going to hear a lot of the mainstream stuff on there, and a lot of good conversation, what have you. So join Jeff every week and me occasionally, and you'll enjoy that too. So guys, we'll see you real soon. Coming at you momentarily with Bebop Deluxe. Take care.
We're going to bop.
We're going to bop.